really nervous. All right, so obviously we're all here for Fadi Afif, who worked here last year, and he has some friends here from Crater Lake and Big Bend. I'm gonna check. Is that better?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, I don't know if they're giving me thumbs up or they're like, turn it up.
There's some old farts in the room.
All right. I like the old parts. Before I start talking, I just want to thank Kelly and my kid who did a lot to make this happen. I asked for like a bunch of requests and basically they didn't say no to any of them. Honestly, like everything I asked for, they made happen. So thank you to them. And also Rebecca, I'm gonna miss some people. Rebecca, Gina, Chase, Zoe, Jose, Michelle, Radwell.
Paula.
Who?
Paula.
Paula, they decorated this whole place and got it all set up. So thank you for that. It's really beautiful. I was really stressed that it wouldn't get done, and then I come back from a long trip and Rebecca and everyone had it all done. So thank you to them. I'm gonna talk for a bit, and I'm really nervous, so if I fuck it up, I'm sorry. And then I'm gonna hand the mic over to John, and then after that, this mic is for whomever wants to talk and share stories about Fadi. Whether you knew him for 5 minutes or whether you knew him for 5 years, like, take the mic, like, talk about it. Like, we're all here. It's not really relevant how long you knew him for. What's relevant is that, like, you knew him at all, and this is a community, and we're locked away in a very remote location, and if something happens to, like, one person, we all feel it. Like, that ripple is intrinsic, and it's you can't dodge it. So don't feel like you're not entitled to speak up. So I'm gonna start, and I'm really nervous. For me, and everyone, it's been a particularly dark year here. There's been trips to EDR, people leaving, psychopaths, police calls and guns. I guest starred on this season of Cops, and then to top it all off, we lost Fadi. But through that, and like through all, there's been so many people that I met just this year, and people that I knew from last year that have like really stepped up, not just for me, but everyone else. And it's like kind of remarkable that you can come to a place like this full of complete strangers and find like that kind of camaraderie in just a few weeks. Like we've barely been here over a month, and like look at all of us, and we come together, and it's really beautiful. People have been asking me for a while if I'm okay, and with a noticeably distant look in my eye, I've been saying yes. And I have to be honest, I'm not okay. I'm pretending that I'm okay, and it's been really hard for me to make it through the last month, and the last few days, and the last year. Felt for a while now like I'm stuck in this endless riptide, and every time I get a chance to get breath, another wave comes, and it's been dragging me for so long that I don't know what land looks like anymore. I forget what my emotional legs feel like to push against something. I'm not buoyant. I can't come to terms with the fact that my favorite place in the world, one of my favorite people, gets swallowed him whole. And I keep looking at his fucking photo of us, and it was like just a week ago, and I can still hear his voice in that photo, and he was right there. And my eyes and brain, like when I walk around here, I'm still looking for him. Like if I see someone with a bald head, I'm like, Fadi? And it's not, and it won't be, ever again. But I think maybe at the end of tonight, we can find some beauty in that. We can find some like resolution and solace in that. And I'm hoping tonight, if anyone else feels this way, everyone is taking on water, even if it's only for tonight, as friends, as a community, as a really ugly, dysfunctional family, we can put some land under our feet. People always say when someone dies, they were the best of us. Well, when it comes to Fadi, you have to ask, at what? When that statement comes up. If you're talking sports, I never saw him once play sports where he didn't get injured. He played kickball once, and he was out for a week. He had to go to the ER because of a basketball game. Fashion-wise, Fadi was a human Kmart. A drug carnivore knockoff wearing rocker jean chic mess. He was an aesthetic living embodiment of a tap-out shirt, and with a twisted tea in hand, he was a walking Kid Rock concert. It's unfortunate that we judge people. We all do that. And on that front, Fadi had a big uphill battle with everyone he met, because he just comes off initially differently than how he really is. Fadi turned out to be a silly, deep, flawed, lost, humble, loyal, caring, sensitive, phenomenal human. When you first met him, he might say things that make you wince. Please never mention Asian women around him. But so quickly, you will see how much he loved and cared about everyone and everyone around him.
Especially those Asian bitches.
He normalized
He
telling
loved that
people
yellow
he missed
shit.
them and that he cared. And most importantly, he normalized telling everyone that he loved them. He had a deep-seated need for home and family. And he honestly found that with all of us. I'm sorry, this is really hard for me. Despite loving women to a large degree, he had a way of walking right up to the point of cringe and then pulling it all back and showing his heart and what he really thought and felt, which was soft, protective, and caring. Offering himself as a safe and caring person to others, always. He wasn't lip service, he wasn't jaded, he just fucking gave a shit. One of the last times I talked to him, he was excited about Halloween. He mentioned that we had to make it the gayest Halloween costume ever. If you saw last year's costume, that's saying a lot. I didn't have to think about what I wanted to be. He said he was going to be a Chippendales, and already in my head, I knew what I was going to be. I was going to buy a tap-out shirt and some really, really bad jeans. I was going to give myself a chin strap and buzz my head and glasses, and I was going to beard dye my hair, and I was going to be Fadi, the gayest costume I could possibly do. Can't make amends with the fact that the person who hurt himself playing kickball fell off a cliff. Yes, a cliff. A fall that would have taken most people instantly, and yet he held out throughout the night. How does this happen? How does this man that I love and cherish seemingly disappear overnight? I can only hope or imagine that he held on to see all of us, to love us, to laugh with us once again. He wanted to be here so bad, he wants to be here right now.
He is here.
He is here. One day we will all be gone. We don't know how we will go, but we will. Sickness, accidents, self-infliction, complications, they all lie ahead of us. And we never know when our last chance to say I love you or goodbye will exist. Fadi just happened to leave us first, but again, he's still here. Tell people you love them. If you want to do something, do it. Make memories you can while the people are here to make memories with them. One day, given enough time, even the concrete of our structures will crack and nature will bring everything we have built and become accustomed to. One day, this building will become absolute dust, like it never existed. And for all of us, and as for us, and our resting places will be scattered and sorted as we sit in these temporary institutions. Ones that feel seemingly permanent and immutable. Institutions like the buildings that surround us, friendships, workplaces, geographic locations, and most importantly, our bodies. Remember, this is all temporary, but in a beautiful, fragile, and important way. A status that can change at any moment. That after today, we will never share the same room or space again. Even this is temporary, and as I talk, these moments are fading. Yet Fadi gets to stay here forever. For us to visit and associate with the canyon for as long as we hold his memory. For as long as our lives, for as long as we have life, every one of us will come here and see this place, a massive natural wonder, and a monument to Fadi. We will think about him and love him, and all the others we have met here. He's left a Grand Canyon-sized hole in our hearts, but we get the biggest, most beautiful, and special place to pay homage to and love him. I think if so many of us could go back and do things differently those last few days. Some of us think it's our fault. I've heard so many people blame themselves. But it's not our fault. There's nothing anyone could have done. There's nothing we could have said. There's nothing we could have changed. We couldn't have predicted it, and it just happened. But it happened. It happened in his home. So tomorrow, tonight, this week, the rest of your life, how about we treat every day like we got to go back in time and make it the best of it with someone, or everyone. Tonight, tell everyone that you love them. Tell them how much you love them. If you haven't hugged someone, hug them. If you haven't kissed someone, kiss them. If you haven't said I love you, or laughed, or cried, or made wonderfully horrible decisions, do it. Look at me, bro. Because once we lose each other, that's it. But tonight, we're all here. Everyone has gathered for Fadi. We absolutely have this time, this night, under Fadi's watch. All brought here together by one person that could bring us here together. Please take a second right now to look around this room, to the people near you, next to you. Take a second and please honestly take it all in. Let's look at everyone. After this service and moving forward, make sure they all know how you feel. Make sure it's crystal fucking clear. Step out of your comfort zones and shyness and give them your heart. because in a blink of an eye, that chance can be ripped of us. Tonight, we don't have to blink because our eyes are watered from the fractures in our soul. Let's focus our eyes on the wonderful connections we've made here, on what we can make here still, what we already have. It's so much, everyone here. It's really wonderful. Everyone here is broken, not because of Fadi, because you have to be some level of broken to be an adult and reject the pressure of a 9-to-5 job to work in a remote location for low wages. We are the Isle of Misfit Boys. We are beautifully fractured, hurt, shining, wonderful human beings. Fadi was. That's why he made sense here. That's why this was his home. He could tell you that from his soul. I'm so happy that this place has given me the ability to meet all of you without cracks and damage. We will never have met each other. We would never have known Fadi. We're all so lucky. Fadi, though, always put himself down. He was always down on himself, saving his love and compliments for others, often putting himself down as a clown. But he wasn't. He was phenomenal and a force of positivity, a dependable friend, and someone who existed to give love. And under that, he was the best of us. So tonight, without him able to put himself down, to deflect by clowning his ways out of receiving compliments he so desperately deserved, let's spend the rest of the evening giving love and celebration to one of the most phenomenal human beings any of us has had the privilege to meet. I'm going to do one of the most Fadi things ever. He was amazing at telling people he loved them, sincerely and vulnerably. He didn't save any of that love for himself, a string of constant self-downs and put-downs, and tonight we'll fill that cup with love for him. So I'll make this quick, but Rebecca and Gina, I love you so much. I wouldn't be here without you, and I don't know what I'd do without you. Rachel, I probably loved you 10 minutes after meeting you. You're beautiful, and you're funny, and you're weird, and you're somehow a lone wolf and a feral cat at the same time. And the first time I met you, you peed into a bucket and kept eye contact. That's love. Michael, you're 19, and you've approached everything that you've seen here with like positivity and an open mind. It's seriously remarkable. You're a wonderful human being, and you're great. You're beautiful. Debbie, me and you have some really good heart-to-hearts when I needed them, when bad stuff was happening, I didn't feel anyone to talk to, and you were there. And I'm so happy. And Paula, after I found out the news, you gave me the best hug I've ever gotten. You gave me the #1 best hug. John Black, I fucking love you. I miss you up here every day. I miss seeing you around. I miss you just talking about ska and telling us what to do, and you're amazing. Michelle, you're a wonderful boss. And when you're off the clock, you give amazing hugs and you hold space for literally everybody. You open up your trailer for everyone that could possibly be there. And it's really amazing. Joe, you're phenomenal. I got the privilege of meeting you last year, and every time I see you, I smile. And you have a different name tag. You're a different person every time.
They're all dead.
Sometimes I don't know your name. And I didn't know Rissa's name for 2 weeks because you took her name tag and it said Joe. Someone had to tell me what it was. Joey and Jose, I just met you, and I'm so happy to spend the summer with you. Chase, you're fucking beautiful. And you put yourself down, and you say sorry when you don't need to, but everyone here loves you. And you protect them, and you're there for them, and you're safe and wonderful and strong and caring and beautiful human. And I love you. And Fadi loved you, and I wouldn't have come back if you didn't. Amanda, you literally get all my jokes. If I'm gonna make a subtle reference, you just finish it for me. I don't even, you tell the jokes. It's amazing. Tennessee, I got to give you a really cool nickname. But also, everything I learn about you is fascinating. And you're really deep, and you're really caring, and you left a really stable, nice job to, again, come work with a bunch of carnies that got kicked out of a circus and landed here. And that's really brave. And Allie, you're amazing. Every time I see you, I smile. Every time. Some people get an urn or a gravestone. For all of us, with Fadi, we have a whole canyon. And though it's the last time we will all be together, for the rest of our lives, whenever we come here, every single one of us will think about Fadi and tell stories to our friends and our kids. And when the time of man is done and the EDR is dust, and all of us and everyone we know has been erased from memory and existence, the canyon will still be here. For millions of years until the end of time, it will still be here. And Fadi will be with it. And in that respect, will always know where to find him. He will outlive all of us. He is now, in a sense, immortal. I love you all so much. If we are friends, new or old, I love you. I need you, and I miss you already. And I'll always be here for you forever. And I'll send you a call if you ever need it. I will just come to my RV. I care about you all. And I miss one person. Leah, I spent the last year finding every word I could find that was nice about you. So I'm just gonna say you're phenomenal, and I love you. And I'm so grateful for you. I love Fadi so fucking much, it breaks me. But the rose in this thorn is that I get the rest of the summer to hang out with all of you. Individually, in groups, we can go on adventures, we can talk. I really care about everyone here. And the beginning of this has fucking sucked. But we still have 4 months left to fall in love and go on adventures and care about each other. And if Fadi would leave Big Bend to come here, to come home, to be with us, if this is the place he left a stable job for, to come hang out with, then we owe it to him to make the best in the rest of this summer. We owe it to him to have fun and to seek each other for connections and love. Thank you. I'm gonna hand it to John.
So perfect. I love you.
Howdy! My name is John, for those who don't know me, and if you do know me, hey. I had the pleasure of spending the last year working with and traveling around with Fadi. I actually met him on my second day here at the Canyon last season. I went out for a smoke break behind the men's dorm, and there he was. And within 15 minutes, I'd already heard like half his life story. This man was an open book. He told me how excited he was to come back to the parks after the phenomenal season he had before at Crater Lake. He was so excited to be here. And last season was rough as well, but he stayed. And then we had the chance to road trip together on the way to Big Bend, hitting up Colorado. Obviously, we had to go to Roswell. We had to try to see if we could find the UFOs. We did not. But I'll keep looking for them. Hit up another national park, Carlsbad Cavern, and just loved nature. He didn't always like to hike, but he loved nature. But I mean, it's not the grand big adventures with Fadi that I'm gonna miss. It's the quiet little moments. It's getting off work, going to the back of the porch, seeing him there, cracking up in a cold one, making jokes, stupid Spaceballs references. Just talking about anything and nothing, and sometimes the nothing was better.
Watching movies and notebooks.
Every time I've gone through this in my head, this is as far as I've been able to make it.
Great.
Great.
But I don't really think there's much more, because he was a great guy. And he loved hard. Didn't always know how to show it. But he loved people. And later on tonight, we gotta pour one out. Because that's what he would want. I'll miss you, Fadi. Would anyone else like to?
And I can have a mic.
Hello everyone, my name is Chuck. I came here with John from Big Bend. We worked together for the past 5 months. I started in January, and I'm not a big talker to people. but Fadi was the first person that I ever talked to when I went and started working in Chiso's Lodge. I saw him in the EDR. And he just started yapping away. And I got along with him really well. If there's anything that I regret about Fadi is that I didn't get to spend more time with him. But the time that I did spend with him was extremely valuable, and he let me know every second that I did spend time with him that he cared about me. He cared about my well-being, and he wanted to be happy. A funny time that I could remember, and it was, and I say it all the time, I've probably said it to one or two of you already. It was the last day that I got to spend with him in Big Bend, and we went to the hot springs. Fadi was really big on hypnotic. He loved it. He also drank MD 2020s. And he swore up and down, you drink one little bottle of hypnotic and it'll get you messed up. Like, you'll black out. So we're driving on the way to the hot springs, and he tells me, Chuck, try this. So I open it up and I try a bottle of hypnotic, and I shout out, Fadi, this is MD 2020. He looks at me and he says, shut the hell up, it's not MD 2020. I give him back the bottle, he tastes it, and he says, oh shit, this is MD 2020. And since then, every time I see it, it's a type of liquor. Every time I go to a liquor store, anytime I see that blue juice in a bottle, I buy it, I drink it, and I pour one out for him every single time because he loved that drink. And that man, he meant a lot to me. And he always cared about anybody and everything. And you didn't even have to know him directly. But that man, he was a light in anybody's life who he ever talked to or ever met. And I will remember him forever. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone's mic who wants it? If anyone.
But my name's Paul. I've been up here since the 1st of May. I'm the old new guy. I've been to a lot of these things before. Hopefully you don't have to go to as many as I've been to. Ryan, that was the best eulogy thing I've ever heard. Really, because it's from your heart. And I don't know you either. I see you riding your motorcycle around, and I see all you cool people out here. And me and my wife are so happy to be here, and we dreamed about like just being nomads, and we watched Nomads, and I was like, hey, we're gonna come up here and meet these cool people. Damn, we did. And you guys all love each other, and I'm just glad to be associated with you people. And so we'll do the parkies or whatever, but you guys are great. And hold on to each other. Take care. I knew Fadi for, I'm one of those guys, 5 minutes when he first came in, but when he came in, I heard a couple people say, superstars here. And I know you all miss him, and I know you're all in pain, so take care of yourselves and hug each other.
Thank you, Paul.
Lia. I might cry a lot because I don't like talking in front of people, and this is already really emotional, but I'm gonna read this so that maybe cry less. Okay. A year ago today, I met Slim Fadi Afif for the first time.
Slim Fadi.
And it feels like a cruel trick of the universe that exactly 1 year after meeting him, I'm coming back to our home without him to grieve his death. But what a gift it is to be able to stand here and celebrate his life. Fadi is by far the strangest, most amazing, magical, tough-looking, sweet angel baby I will ever know. And upon meeting him, like you've heard from other people, you think you have a pretty good read on the kind of guy he is. But give him 5 minutes of conversation, a kitten, a twisted tea, or access to a video camera, and your entire image of Fadi is entirely overturned. He genuinely cares about the people around him, building everyone up and spreading love with no bounds, unless you cross one of his friends, in which case he will fight you. His presence last year brought only joy and laughter. He is unashamedly himself at all times, allowing everyone to see the weird sides of himself that we all adore and sometimes wish we didn't know. Some of my favorite memories of him are when I would walk out of my room. He lived a couple of doors down from me in the dorm last year. And this is on multiple occasions. This is not one singular memory. And I would see him walking the halls of the dorm. For those of you that didn't know him, he had this amazing contraption that he would attach to his stomach that he got from some infomercial. And it would send electrical shocks into his stomach to give him abs so that he didn't have to work out. So he would walk around the dorm shirtless, twitching with like a twisted tea in his hand, spilling the twisted tea everywhere he went. And bragging about the abs he was getting as he it was fantastic. He offered all of us to try it. He was very proud of it. And after my season at the canyon was over, Fadi always encouraged me to return back home. The last time I spoke to him was about a month ago, and we were FaceTiming him on the rim of the canyon and talking about how we couldn't wait to be all together again soon. How the canyon was home to all of us and how thankful we were that it had brought us together. Fadi gave us all such a great gift by bringing us together again here today. Old and new friends all in one space, remembering the incredible human who will forever be immortalized in the aspens and orange rock, in the wind that blows through the canyon and the stars that grace the sky above. Fadi now gets to live forever in the place that he loved most. He made it back home.
I'm gonna say just a couple things. I don't think I need a microphone because I talk really fucking loud, so nobody always complains about it. Fadi is this epitome of something I heard many, many years ago from this old drunk roommate I had, and he said, "We're here for a reason, not a season." Mm-hmm. And when this guy said that, when I meet certain people, like hardcore parkies, like, you're here for a reason, not a season. It's because you've rejected society, or society's rejected you, and we don't follow the rules anymore. And that was Fadi as soon as I met him. And I told him about this guy, and this guy's name was Frank, I don't even remember, some old drunk dude from Vegas, but he was so genius that I remembered it for 15 years. And I repeat it all the time. We're here for a reason, not a season. And Fadi was the epitome of that. And he spoke love, and he spoke kindness to everybody. And I think we all do the same. So all the hardcore parkies, man, thank y'all.
Love you, brother.
Yeah.
Love you, brother. Just really quick, I guess. I don't like, it's okay. So I just only got to meet Fadi when the day.
The day he died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We took that day off to welcome our friends who were just only briefly reunited with their old friend, but as we were walking to the rock,
The sunset celebration, we called it.
Fadi was really getting me very excited, and we were yelling, and we were being shushed, and we were like, and he was like, "You're fucking crazy." Takes one to know one, dude, you know? And we were just being really loud and really vibing together on the way to the rock. So it was super brief. Thank you guys for coming, and it's Fadi's happy. We're the ones who are sad. Fadi is rocking it right now. He's just like all light and love and fucking, and he's here, and he's really pleased. Like what did he say? He said, what did he say? He said, well, at my funeral, I want them to say, at least he's not an asshole anymore. And he's not. No one said that.
Anyone to put his head through bubbles?
It's coming.
Yeah. So that's it.
Alright, he's
Thanks,
laughing
all.
at all this crying.
Yeah, he's
having
fine.
fun.
He's
Yeah.
fine. We're the ones that are all
We're
fucked
the
up.
ones
We're
that
still
are
doing
sad.
stupid shit. Look at us. Look at us following rules. Like a dumbass.
You got it, buddy.
I got a video that I'm gonna show.
Please.
It's terrible. A few things. One, over there, there's a book that we'd like people to share memories of Fadi. I don't think anyone's gonna keep that book. Ideally, hopefully it can stay here. Maybe it can be up on the game area. It can just be here forever. I want people to fill it out. There's some name tags that say Slim Fadi. When I did my thing, I didn't really get to tell a story, but I'll do a quick one. I bought that big, ridiculous Jeep that looks like I'm definitely compensating for something. And I am.
Well, it's not
And
your
on
dick,
my
we know
way,
that.
I flew to Phoenix, and on my way driving back, it broke down. And that basketball game I was telling you about that put Fadi in the ER, his way of dealing with it was instead of
The
staying
ER,
up-
not the EDR.
No, the ER.
Yeah.
He went to the ER because he played basketball.
Yeah.
After he couldn't walk because he played kickball. And later in the season, he tried to wrestle me and he dislocated his arm. It's literally
Deal with that for months.
real sore. So, 2 days after he hurts himself, I'm driving back and my vehicle breaks down. 2 hours after someone sold it to me. And so when I finally get up here the next day, Leah gave me a ride. Fadi comes running up to me, and you could maybe call it running, but he looked like he had a peg leg attached to another peg leg with no ligament. So he's going like this from the basketball field to the new dorms, literally like this. And he gets up to me and he goes, "Who do I need to beat up?" And I was like, "Fadi, you clearly already lost a fight with your leg." He could barely get out of bed, let alone beat anybody up. And he didn't actually want to beat anyone up. He just wanted to show support. But that gait that he had, just like, I'll never forget it. It was terrifying. He looked like a creature in the ring. And
My grieve is in my office the next day.
yeah. So anyway, is there anyone else that wants to say anything? If not, I'll show the video. Okay, this may or may not work.
Last night for a great birthday party. And now today, I'm going to deliver a gift to all of you because I love you. Right?
Marcy, come here, Marcy. There's no bugs out here for you to eat. There's no bugs.
Her tail right now.
Yeah, she's an assassin.
Marcy's an assassin.
Marcy baby!
Sweet girl.
Hi.
In the stick count for the song of knowing you're gone, glancing up at where you lived when you lived here. I see you suddenly alive and nearly smiling. Stop and hold my breath and watch the way you used to be. The full moon makes our faces shine like over-ironed polyester. Then disappears behind the clouds, leaves me under empty rows of night windows. We could walk to where these streets get pulled together, a blinking line with gravel shoulders squared towards an end, where the radio resounds from doppling traffic, where the power lines steal lessons from the hourly news. Depluralize our casualties, drown the generals out in static. We turn and watch our city sprawl, send us signals in the glow of night windows. Night windows. Night windows. But you're not coming home again. Night windows. And I won't ever get to say. Night remember how I'm sorry that I missed the way coming home again. Night remember how I'm sorry that I missed the way I could get to say. Night windows. Night windows. Night windows.
I think it's under the bed.
Twerk it. Twerk it.
Oh, poor baby.
That scared the fuck out of me. You gotta delete that part.
No, I'm not deleting that.
Gift is none other than my nipples. A little bit of the ocean. A little bit of the ocean. And oh, look at those ripples. Look at those ripples. Bam, in the ocean. Yeah. You like that? The wave. And now the ripples. The wave. The ripples.